Is it a me, Mario? Because I believe it in fact is. Is everything working? That's the question. Yes, yes it is. What a surprise. Let me get some music. Ah, oh, fuck's sake, Stream Beats need to get their fucking shit together. I was wondering, why is it so quiet? It's because it's coming on my speakers. It just didn't sound like it was at all. I have some Turbo Garbo Dell speakers from like 2005. Sound comes out of them. That's about it. They make noise successfully. That's really all you can ask from them. I say that I do not have an ear for music quality, like even slightly. Like I don't think I've ever had a nice pair of headphones on my head, let alone actually listen to them. But yeah, the last like couple of weeks, I think 2, maybe 3 weeks, we're making Artificer spells, and I'm fucking happy with how it's gone, because we made some fun ass spells. Like there's a couple where I'm like, I might cut this, but like for the most part, I say a couple. There's like one. I'm still not 100% on create munitions, just because I think it's just kind of like whatever. It's the kind of spell that either like. It's the kind of spell that you're almost never gonna need. It's the main thing. But I don't know. It's Artificers are prepared casters, so we can afford to give them hyper situational spells. Because there will be situations, when people are playing the game the way sort of the designers intended, with multiple encounters every day, lots of different encounters, things like that. Then there's a legitimate sort of factor in people potentially needing this spell in like a points of light setting, maybe, where there's not really any places they can go, and Artificers can obviously get proficiency in like Fletcher's tools and stuff. Although are Fletcher's tools actually a thing in this game? They really feels like they should be, but it might just be Woodcarver's tools. Yeah, I think it's Woodcarver's tools that make like arrows and bolts and shit. Yeah. It's Woodcarver's tools, which Artificers can get proficiency in, so yeah. Create munitions is definitely one that's potentially up for the chopping block, because Artificers can just nab Woodcarver's tools proficiency and just kind of use them. So, but yeah, we got that. We got Cherry Bomb, which is like a simple cantrip. Arcing Charge, which is a fairly unique sort of like mobility sort of utility plus damage spell. Lasts a round. You gain speed for a round, and you can anytime you can just ping the bolt at someone. You charge yourself up and you get speed, and then you can ping the bolt at someone as an action and do a decent bit of damage. Sonic Interference is just 20-foot cone, flat out, disadvantage on attacks and saves. You're an Artificer. This is an Artificer exclusive spell. The only other class can get access to this is a Bard. And I don't think this is worth the magical secrets to get. It's very good, but there are much better spells you can get with magical secrets. Summon Microbots. That's exactly what it sounds like. You summon some nanomachines, and they do nanomachine things. Tesla Bomb is a spell that needs a new name because it's a bad name, but it's sort of a lightning equivalent to Shatter that slows people in the area. It doesn't do as much damage, but it slows people in the zone. If anything, it has the capacity to maybe be better than Shatter, because Shatter is just like point and click, that's damage. This is point and click, slightly less damage, but way more useful secondary effect, as opposed to the no secondary effect that Shatter has. So definitely one potentially for some fiddling in my own time. Arcane Matrix is a defensive spell that basically allows you to give someone temporary hit points every single round and half cover from stuff outside of their space. So swarms get right through that matrix, or if someone centers a fireball right on top of them, that's also really funny, because it goes right through the matrix. Lock On is... I remember specifically cutting this in my own time. I have a different document where I'm storing all of these. But basically, you lock on to someone, and they can't get away. Oh well, they can get away. They can run, but they that suck at stealth and attack, and you basically give them the advantage improved critical as well. Talk is a very complicated spell for a very simple and funny effect. Is you hurl, I'm actually just going to read it word for word. You hurl a smaller or smaller object you are holding, granting it a magically enhanced rotational force. The object flies out in a 5-foot wide line that is up to 60 feet long, stopping and rotating in its space when it reaches the end of the line. At the end of your next turn, and each subsequent turn thereafter for the duration, the object flies back towards you in a 5-foot wide, 60-foot long line. Whenever the object flies through another creature's space, or another creature enters the object's space for this time on the turn, or starts its turn there, that creature must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 64 slashing damage. The spell ends if the object enters your space, or you enter the object space. You enter the object space, or if the object collides with a wall or similar barrier. When the spell ends, the object falls to the ground, or into your hand if it's in your space and you have at least one hand free. It's a boomerang. You throw a wrench at someone and it's a boomerang. That is what the spell does. There's a lot of words to describe that, but to make it work in 5e, 5e is a game engine. I think this is game development. 5e is a game engine. Some engines are really good at some things, and some engines are not so good at other things. And 5e object simulation in 5th edition is not very good, or it's difficult to represent in a way that is simple. I think because this works and is fine, it will need some testing to make sure there's no weird edge cases where it technically doesn't work. But generally speaking, I think the main thing is, unlike a video game engine, if the engine doesn't like what's happening, the game probably crashes. Whereas in D&D, if there is a weird edge case that I somehow don't catch before this, a player uses this, or maybe it even makes it to print, I don't know, I'm probably going to release these at some point. I'm very happy with the work I've done with this. Then a DM at the table can just go, what makes sense? What is logically sensible? Or they can just make a terrible call about it too. DMs are well within their power and are very capable of making bad and terrible calls. It happens, just a general thing out there for everybody at home. If your DM makes a shitty call that you're super not happy with, it's a social problem that you have to resolve socially, and if you fail to handle the social situation that results from that, then you failed at the social aspect of the game, and it's now your problem. But ultimately, if a DM makes a really shitty call that you're super not happy with, you either bring it up then and there and say you're not happy with the call that they've just made and explain your reasoning, because that's important, or wait until after the fact and do it then, because simmering distaste towards a DM about a shitty call that they made is the worst kind of feeling, because it makes you just not want to play in their game because you think they're going to make that call again. I've not called DMs out on it before, and I've not enjoyed the experience after the fact. It has ruined campaigns for me, of just being like, this one DM's call ruined a campaign because I was actively concerned they were going to make a shitty call like that again, and they did. So my paranoia wasn't unfounded, but I should have brought it up at the time, and I didn't, and that's on me, right? That stops being that DM's problem and starts being my problem at that point. But yeah, there's a pointlessly injected social lesson into this talk about mechanical nonsense, but here we are. Social confrontation is fine if you I don't know, just don't fuck it up, basically. Where the fuck? I completely lost my train of thought. Oh, I made Electromagnetic Pulse as well. Initially it worked like Delayed Blast Fireball, and then I realized, oh fuck, that's insane, so I toned it down. But basically, you make a little spark of energy, and you can blow it up, and it dispels magic. So it's a 1-inch wide orb of energy at a point you can see within range that lets off a quiet humming that can be heard from up to 30 feet away. When the spell ends, the charge erupts in a 30-foot radius sphere of electromagnetic energy. Each creature in the area must make a dex save. Creature takes 8d6 lightning damage on failed save, or half as much on a successful one. Any spell in the area when the charge detonates ends. I should say as does. That's, I actually have a separate document where I need to actually go and change that. Here we go. Just going into a completely different document to go fix that. Here we go. Yeah, as does any magical effect susceptible to the Dispel Magic spell. So, fun fact about Dispel Magic, you can target a magical effect, but it does not dispel it, because the spell is very awkwardly worded and kind of misleads you. It's kind of a trap. The spell is still good if you know how to use it, and there are lots of magical effects that can be dispelled, I think is the core thing. But there are also lots of magical effects that can't. Like the enchantment on a magic item, you can't dispel it. That's just not how the spell works. It is a weird trap. Any magical effect or object caught in the area has its effect suppressed till the end of your next turn. So any magical effect that isn't outright ended is suppressed by this spell, but only for a round. Same goes for all magic items as well. So be careful how you use it, because if you have a +1 suit of armor, then you could also take 8d6 lightning damage. That's bad too. that is firmly not good as well. But yeah, if the orb is touched for the spell, yeah, this is from Delayed Blast Fireball, and this is like, you know how paladins get Circle of Power and Destructive Wave. This is the Artificer's Destructive Wave. That's what it is. And I would actually like to make more of these, because the higher level half-caster spells really kind of push the boundary of balance. Like this, for instance, totally could be like a 6th or a 7th level spell, but that's kind of the point, is the only other class that can get these is Bard, because Bard likes sniping the half-caster's good spells. I've yet to see a Bard do it, but I really want to see a Bard with Swift Quiver. That sounds really fun, and really annoying as well. It probably wouldn't be that good, because Bards actually need to use their bonus action for things. So I imagine that's probably why no one's done it, but it is still pretty gnarly. Like, everyone says Ranger spell list is trash, but then they see Swift Quiver for the first time and lose their minds, because that I say everyone, that person is me, because that happened to me. I read the Ranger spell list and was like, what the fuck is Swift Quiver? I thought this was a homebrew I had that I put in like 5 years ago and forgot about. No, it's official. Oh, it's amazing. Okay. It's tangential, it's better haste on yourself. Like, me when I take the attack action as a bonus action on my turn, this post was made by Rangers who cast Swift Quiver. I guess anyone who casts Swift Quiver, I suppose. But, either way, I'm gonna shut up now and make spells. I've got about an hour and a half before I need to get going to my game, so. And I've sat around for, like, 15 minutes talking nonsense. So, let's actually do work. That would be a good idea. Oh! Killing the bot. Oh, thank you very much for the old bits. Oh, damn. Oh, the lady didn't talk. God damn it. And thank you for your leftover bits. I have absolutely no idea how much a bit is worth, but thank you. Are they like a cent? No, God, what the fuck am I talking about? People can donate thousands of bits at once. That's not how that works. Is it like 100 bits as $1? Maybe? How much? Hey, let me actually look this up, because I genuinely don't know. Hang on. Twitch bits worth. No, a bit is a cent. Yeah, no. Oh, of course. Yeah. Okay. No. Yeah. So 1,000 bits is 10 cents. It's $10 even. So yeah, that does make sense now. I'm very stupid, but alas, here we are. But yes. Spell time. This music is too loud. I have it just that little bit too high. I think it's this track specifically is also very loud. So these are the 4th level spells that Artificers have. It's a very limited list, actually. And I want to make at least 1 or 2. There's also this like extra cantrip, but I think that the cantrip is like wholly optional. I don't need to do it like at all. Oh. I guess the main thing is what kind of technology sort of things like technomancy, what kind of shit can we kind of envision here? Because I was like, oh, make a turret, but no, that's just something that just artillerist does. Can make a bubble shield. That could be fun, like a Winston bubble shield. Let's give it a go. That's a yes, exactly, yes. Is basically it would be projectiles can't pass through it or something. I don't know. Like any object that is not being worn or carried can't pass through. That makes the most sense, right? That kind of like specifically like applies. You know, you can swing a sword through it, but you can't shoot an arrow through it because the arrow isn't being worn or carried. And you yourself can walk in and out of it. It could also be like no, I won't limit it like Tiny Hut actually. Now let's cube of force. Well, the cube of force things does the cube of force do. Non-living matter can't pass through the barrier. That just sounds awkward. That sounds super awkward. There's definitely like defensive utility here, but I like that kind of stuff anyway. So. A vial of soapy water, so literally just bubble. I kind of like that. It's just kind of silly. The question is this a concentration spell? That's the real question. Is this even a concentration spell? Because I don't think it is. Because if it's just projectiles, creatures can freely move in and out of the shield, and like. I'm going to start with no, and if I think that's probably the best idea, is design, just see where we get to and make a decision at the end as to whether it's a concentration spell or not. That's probably the best way to go about this, I feel. You create barrier is a 20-foot radius is a... It's not a sphere, that's the thing. Let me check Wall of Force. Oh, hell no, the Cube of Force probably has something like this. Oh no, it's a cube. What the fuck am I talking about? I want a Winston bubble shield, you know? That's what I want. .20-foot radius, 1 inch. Oh, thick. It's 20-foot radius, 1 inch thick sphere that spreads around corner. That makes sense, right? Does it need to spread around corners? Oh. Not sure. I think that works? I don't know. Does the cube go around corners? I don't think it needs to. Maybe it's just projectiles. It also should just be... Maybe it's just projectiles. Maybe the barrier blocks line of continual effect? I'll say, yeah. Welcome in, welcome in. I'm making some spells. Currently making Artificer exclusive spells specifically. Oh, so just in a seat. Yep. Got a decent number on I've made thus far over the last couple of weeks. Currently working on this 4th level spell. I'm looking for the rules on line of continuous effect. Ranged attack rolls are blocked by the barrier. That significantly reduces as like a first level spell, totally. But this is a fourth level half caster spell. It definitely it should be strong. Bearing in mind that an Artificer gets this at 13th level and can only use it once a day until I think like 15th level is when they get a second 4th level slot, he says. It is 15th, they get a second 4th level slot. Ranged attacks and spell effects that originate from outside the barrier cannot pass through it. Cannot pass through it? I think that seems a little like it works, I think. I must summon Joe if he's here to gaze upon these works and see if they are found wanting or whatever, I don't know. Ranged attacks and spell effects that originate from outside the barrier cannot pass through it. Greetings. Does this work, Joe? Because I think it does. I need to look at Wall of Force, really. Nothing can physically pass through the wall, isn't it? Okay, yeah, no, that doesn't really help. Yeah, it's ranged attacks and spell effects that originate from outside the barrier cannot pass through it. So if you're in the barrier, you can shoot out of it, but if you're outside the barrier, you cannot shoot into it. I take it a spell effect includes the range at which you cast it, but the spell doesn't originate. Fuck. Because if you were to cast Fireball on the outside of the sphere, it wouldn't go in. But what if you just... But I'm pretty sure this allows you... Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. The thing is Otilux is also a physical object. Or a physical thing. Nothing, not physical objects, energy, or other spell effects can pass through the barrier. In or out, though a creature can still breathe in there. A creature is immune to all damage, and yeah. I should probably just to clarify, it should be immune to all damage. That's kind of interesting. Force cage. Force cage, as horrid and horrendous as it is. The barrier blocks all ranged attacks or spells cast into or out. Cast into... Ranged attacks made and spells cast from outside the area against the target inside the area. Okay. Blocks all range attacks made and spells cost from outside the area that target creature or object inside the area. Ooh, and there's also Globe of Invulnerability as well. Right, okay, there's so many different wordings for, like, this exact effect. Globe of Invulnerability has its own thing, Force Cage has its own thing. Does Wall of Force have... Oh, what does the Cube of Force say? Where's the Cube of Force? Did I minimize the Cube of Force? Spell effects can't pass through the barrier. So... Globe of Invulnerability seems to be like... Alright, so let me like get this wording. Let's try this. I think the main thing is this is now literally Globe of Vulnerability, but better, because it's 4th level and isn't concentration and the area is bigger, which is a problem. So, welcome in, folks, welcome in. I've also yet to play an Artificer, but they look incredibly fun, mostly just for the flavour, like... I am very much looking forward to playing like an artillerist at some point and getting to do the flavor that Artificer wants you to do and be like, oh, what device have you made to cast your spells? Because that's like a core part of Artificer that I've never actually seen somebody really play into all that much. I say that, I've not really seen many people play an Artificer, but... Ooh, Bloodhunter, I say. Bloodhunter is shaky, but there's some cool shit going on in Bloodhunter, but it's like a lot of the time, as far as I'm concerned. So the stuff that Bloodhunter does is good fun, but yeah, I find Bloodhunter to be very... It sits on shaky ground as like. The core class has come a long way. It's the current version of the Bloodhunter's core class, I think, is quite good. The risk is fine, I think. Like, just take the average hit points every level, and that's not a problem. Especially since 2020 Bloodhunter kind of just removes most of the actual risk. Like, you take it's hit point damage, not max now. And it only happens on Crimson Right. You can do 2 Crimson Rights at once, so you don't pay double for 2 weapon fighting, which you honestly should pay double for 2 weapon fighting, because it is that good. Bloodhunter is like the class that makes 2 weapon fighting good, and that's the only reason I like Bloodhunter, is because it makes 2 weapon fighting good. The objectively worst martial build in the game is made good by Bloodhunter, and that makes me very happy. I'm doing pretty good, I'll say. No, temp can't be used for much of anything really, unless like temp HP is misleading in its wording because it's not hit points. That's a good point. But that's because thrown weapons, when run as raw, don't work. Thrown weapons when run as raw just do not fucking work, which is very sad. Oh, thank you very much for the follow. Additionally, you can use your action to move the barrier up to 20 feet. You can use your action to move the barrier up to 20 feet. Is that the spiritual weapon just worded like that? Twilight Paladin? Do you mean Twilight Cleric, or... Yeah. It's been a while since I've gotten to sit down and... I say it's been a while since I got to sit down. I got to make a character quite recently. I'm actually, get to play for once. I'm a forever DM in my group, but someone's sort of stepped up to plate and is GMing Wild Beyond the Witchlight at the moment. And it's pretty good. I'm enjoying the adventure. It's good fun. And actually getting to play with, my friends is as opposed to GMing for them 24/7 is enjoyable. Oh, nabbing a bot. Yeah, so there's a player in my group who's very much of that mindset, who is like, I'm going to DM at some point, but I know I'll enjoy playing more, where I'm kind of in the middle. I think I enjoy DMing more on the whole, but it's like, I can't really engage with the game on a mechanical way as a DM, not much anyway. So it's nice to sort of scratch that itch as a player sometimes. I say sometimes, it's... If I can play good D&D, I will make time for it, every time. Oh, that was what I was going to check. I was going to check spiritual weapon. I guess you... Actually, no, you just be able to move it 20 feet. Now, this version of this spell blocks attack rolls. That's all it does. I'm sort of like 65-35 DM player, I think. Actually, I don't know, it depends. It's probably 60-40. I think if I play more, I will want to DM more. But if I DM more, I will want to play more. Is the main thing, but the thing is, I'm always DMing more. But I still, I still want to if I could, I would DM You know, if I could, I would play 14 games a week. You know, like I would DM every night and play every day or whatever. Like if I could, I would every single time. That's probably an overstatement. I'd play 7 days a week happily. Play you know, DM half, play the other half, and alternate each week or whatever. I don't know. That'd be something I'd actually like to do, but I you know, I don't. No one has the time for that. I don't know anyone with the time for that. Even I don't. I lied. I definitely have the. If I made the time for it, I would have the time. And I think that's probably true for a lot of people. If they made the time for it, but some people just don't want to make the time for something like that, which is fairly understandable to do the same thing every single day. People, you know, people already go to jobs, and that's already the same thing every single fucking day. But I think that's Bubble Shield. I'm not sure of the power of this, because it feels good, but it doesn't feel 4th level good. Maybe it is 4th level good. I don't know. Like, it also, yeah, it blocks all attack rolls, so Firebolt doesn't go through. If you're stood at the edge, someone else can't swing their sword through. Obviously, if they're smart, they'll just sort of step in to your left and stab you in the ribs from there. But even so. Oh, a creature inside the barrier. I think this ability is like reasonably well balanced, I want to say. Not sure. Yeah, I think I definitely want to make more 4th and 5th. I want to make one more 4th and one more 5th, I think. I'm going to try and do that today. I think first, though, I am going to take a break. Because I'm really hungry. I've not eaten in about 6 hours or so. So I'm going to go do that. I'll be back in like 10, 15 minutes or so. I'll be as quick as I can. Because I do want to get back to this. If you got to head off, that's all good. You can press the buttons if you want. I do this for a living. It's not a living. It's really not. But yeah, I post my garbage on the guild. You know, maybe it isn't garbage. I don't know. I don't really care one way or the other. Like, I make things, and you can look at them if you want. There's my portfolio. There's all my contact nods in there as well. Like, do whatever you want. You don't have to click on it. I'm not twisting your fucking arm. I'm going to twist your arm. I ain't going to guilt trip you into it either. Do whatever you want. But I'm going to go grab some food. I'll be back in like 10 or 15 minutes. If you've got to head off, that's all good. If not, I'll see you when I get back. It is I. I return from beyond the somewhere. Oh, let me just fix my hair, because it looks like wank. Which looks slightly less terrible now. Right. Let us continue. Oh, there is a bug in my face. And there is no longer a bug in my face. It is gone. Right. Let us tarry on, as they say. No one says that, but here we are. Actually, I need to clear my throat. Oh. So I want to make one more fourth and one more fifth. I think is probably the plan. And I've got about 40 minutes to do it. So race against the clock, as they say. I keep saying as they say, as if I'm saying some known colloquial phrase, and it's like, no, I'm not. But whatever. So, trying to think of like tropes from technology. Or tropes, tropes from like sci-fi or like technomancy magic. Every time I think of like the Seeker missiles, but it's like, nah, that's. I think of like Seeker missiles, but that's just magic missile, you know. That's just a cooler magic missile. We need a damaging 4th level, so that's something we definitely need, because we just don't have one right now. God, I need to clear my throat, fuck me. Could just be like a shockwave, like a spell literally called Shockwave. Thought I had a sound. I did not. I'm thinking of those like ground pounding machines. These big, like, really heavy, like, lead cylinders that get lifted up. Or I think they're like steel or something, but they lift up and then they just, drop down and slam onto a surface. But, God. One day my throat will be clear. One day. Today is not that day, though. Just banning more bots. What other, like... Maybe like a blowtorch, like superheated flame. That like burns through metal armor and weapons and stuff. Maybe? I don't know. That could be kind of interesting. Oh. See, just hovering on, like, trying to look for tropes or concepts or like a mechanical basis, and I'm just drawing blanks. I'm drawing blanks at the moment. Do if you've got any suggestions, do drop them in. But so I like Bubble Shield. I think Bubble Shield is interesting. Like it's quite good, but it's not like amazing by any stretch. It's just alright. No. Repulsion. Oh, cannon is 2 ends. Maybe like an elemental weapon, or no, a flame arrows kind of effect. Not sold on this yet, but we will see. Oh, thank you very much for the follow. No, I feel like a repulsor is definitely something interesting to do, though. Oh, we just did the repulsion cannon, right? Oh. Let's do 5 foot wide. Finally, a creature takes. What's a suitable amount of damage for a 4th level spell? Spell damage. God, he's clearing my throat, fuck me. The nearest unoccupied space at the end of the line. How does 68 compare to 86? .68 is slightly worse, but I think that's okay. Because you're not casting this for the damage. I don't know, it seems okay. It's just not very interesting, I think is the main thing. It doesn't feel very Artificer because it's just kind of damage. It's damage with upside. Which on an Artificer spell is not something you want. You want effect with damage. Which is a similar problem that Tesla Bomb I feel has, where Tesla Bomb is like actively amazing. Like it's just really good. Propulsion Cannon just kind of feels like just kind of feels like Lightning Bolt. So yeah, no, I'm gonna scrap this. I don't like it. Scrapped. Oh, I'm gonna throw it again, I swear to God. Like I said, one day I'll have a clear throat, but today is not that day. It's not that day. Do Artificers get any of the wall spells? That's a thought. Artificer wall spell. Let us find out. We get Wall of Stone, and that's it. Then we get Wall of Force. That's really weird. How about Wall of... not Fatigue, Wall of... Dilation. No. I think like a wall of slowing. Look at all the wall spells real quick. So I think they're all fairly yeah, they're all 120 foot range. They're all verbal somatic material as well. No, I don't like this either. I need a wall of something, maybe. Like a wall of... Just looking up bits and pieces. Scanning around for potential ideas and concepts. That's all I really need. I'm just sort of not finding concepts at the moment. Hmm. Oh, I did find an interesting spell idea that I may sort of repurpose for another day. But, not what I was looking for. Probably make it on stream at some point, so I shall leave it a mystery. Ooh, that's potentially interesting. To a non-magical object. But it is larger or smaller, it is destroyed. It's large or smaller, it is destroyed. I like this. This is interesting. That I like. I'm trying to think of like something that would be like ridiculous to be able to destroy with this spell, but I kind of like, you know, it's a 4th level Artificer spell. You know, you fucking. You magically tear an object apart. Put a non-magical object you can see within range. If the object is large or smaller, it is reduced to 0 hit points. If the object is huge or larger, it takes 50 force damage. Oh god, I need to clear my throat. Fuck. So yeah, the main thing is when you destroy it. If you somehow destroy a huge or larger object, it is destroyed so violently. So if you somehow destroyed like a whole wall with this, which is obviously huge or larger, the whole wall explodes in a 20-foot radius around the wall. So that's kind of fun. I like this. This is fun. I'm not sure how good it is, but I like it. Maybe, hang on, if the object is huge or larger... I need to go find Disintegrate. That's fun. I like that. I like that a lot. It's utility, it's damage, it's fun. I like it. You just, you know, like, oh, it has to be see within range. That is not being worn or carried. Well, this is a 4th level spell. Oh. Disintegrate, no, fuck it. Paladin with your 1500 gold armor. Yeah, sorry, that just got raised, and also it's now ripping you to bits. Your armor is destroyed. Make a dex save. Because, you know, realistically, a player is going to be the one using this. So using it on the enemy boss with his fancy play armor, that's a pretty good use of your high level spell. That's a great reason to take this, actually. So yeah, no, I'm not going to stifle the usability of the spell. I like it. It's very powerful, though. In the right hands, at least, it's very powerful. I just want one more 5th level spell, and I think I'm probably done. Like, I have another cantrip, but the cantrip was like super non-committal on wanting to do. It was just like, oh, you know, if I think of something. But I don't think Artificers already get they get more cantrip options than a lot of other classes, despite only being a half-caster and being the only half-caster in base that gets cantrips at all. Like, Ranger can technically get them by picking a bad fighting style, but they don't do that. So, no one does that because they're not stupid. Took me a lot to come up with a raise. I've only got about 10 minutes before I gotta go as well. That's a problem. So we've got Bubble Shield and Raise. My favourite thing you can do with Raise is you can cast Talk and then cast Raise on the object that you throw. So you can send it to a location and then you 100% guaranteed have an object that you can destroy there. Obviously, most of the time the enemy will also have an object that you can destroy. Like, I guess the main thing is that this spell violently tears apart anything. Even like you can point at someone's like shirt and it just rips their shirt off. It rips their shirts to bits and then also kills people with the shirt, which is pretty hilarious, to be honest. I kind of like it. It's kind of dumb, but it is funny. I mean, metal or stone. That makes sense, right? That doesn't miss. Yeah, anything that's going to tear itself apart into sharp bits is metal and stone. So you explode someone's sword in a shower of sword parts, or someone's suit of armor just torn off of them in a flurry of ow. So this needs to be a fluff thing. This needs to be like a fluff ability. I do not know what though. Well, it's not a fluff thing. It needs to be a buff, I feel, because we got a damaging one, right? We got damage with powerful utility. Or I suppose this is utility first, damage second, because this is like just okay damage for its level. This isn't really pushed like at all. It's you're doing it for this. What damaging Artificer spell? There's Bigby's Hand is the main damaging Artificer spell, that much I know. I don't think there's much more than that, is the main thing. It's Bigby's Hand and that's it. But Artificers don't really have many good 5th level like options. They got Wall of Stone, Bigby's Hand, and other animate objects. I suppose that's a good like offensive spell. Actually, I lied. Animate objects is quite good. Man, a rocket launcher sounds funny, but I don't know. Oh, I know. Enchantment Enhancement. I know what I must do. Nanomachines, son. Let me check the monk ability, because does monk just say immunity to poison? Yeah. It's immune to disease and poison. One of the things to... Oh, I know. This jump distance is tripled. I just like that, it's fun. I'm going to double its jump distance, just so it isn't better than jump. And strength checks and saving throws gives us a bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage, gives immunity to disease and poison. It can take the attack action as a bonus action. When it does so, it can make only one weapon attack. Now this is pod racing right here, gamers. This is what we came here for. To make to enhance your allies with the nano machines. I'm trying to think, what other stuff would that even do? I feel like this is more than enough, you know? Resistance, like... I'm not sure about this, actually. Maybe it's, what the fuck? Oh. This feels good enough, you know? This feels good enough. I see the power beheld before me. Mechanical enhancement is good. Believe it or not, it's a good spell. Because it sort of has, like this 19 thing is like, it's kind of whatever, you know? It's one of those things where on the people it'll be good on, they're not going to be the kind of people making weapon attacks in the first. I guess it's good on a barbarian, which, you know, most barbarians have kind of bad AC, mostly down to the fact that they just, like, they don't, you know, they spec strength and con, so unless they have amazing stats for whatever reason, their dex isn't great. Or if they're like an elf or something and they just have naturally pretty okay dex anyway. But most like high level barbarians will have like 17 AC because they've got, you know, like they've got like plus, you know, +5 con, +2 dex, or +4 con, +3 dex, or, and even then that's sometimes a stretch with barbarian. Is having an AC, but I think on like a fighter, I suppose if they're a dex fighter, they're gonna have a max AC of like, if they have a shield and a rapier, that's like a max AC of like, no, that is 19. I guess a ranged character, which is, yeah, this is kind of a push and pull where it's like kind of. Maybe like 20 means that it will, unless on like the tankiest meat boy, the AC will always be impactful, and even if it isn't, the resistance will be good on a big AC guy anyway. Not to mention speed doubling, distance doubling. Like, I like this. This is cool. I'm a fan of this. I'm gonna save, and then yeah, I am going to probably get headed off here because I have a game to go to now, actually, so that's something. But yeah, I hope folks have enjoyed themselves, because I've had a fairly pleasant evening. I will be back probably this Sunday, I'm not sure. It really depends. I've got a lot going on this week. I have like 3 games in a row. And then I have Angela's releasing this week as well. I have like way too much shit happening this week. I'm going to be super tired by the time it's out. But, oh, actually, I might be busy on Sunday. Oh, I will have to keep people posted on that. Actually, it'll probably be alright. Worst case, I'll probably end up starting late. So that's fine, yeah. I will keep people posted. You can follow me on Twitter. There's a link somewhere. Hang on. All my junk is here. But yeah, I'll say hope folks enjoy themselves. I will hopefully see people later on this week. See you.